Hey guys, and welcome back to the Crazy Cozy Corner. I'm Brianna, and this is the Crazy Cozy Corner. And this month, we're doing our ABC challenge, or A to Z challenge for our books. We are doing books C, I guess letters C and D. Here is what we've gotten completed so far. We did Accomplished and Book of Cold Cases. And so the books we're going to be putting on this month for C and D, we're going to be reading City of Fallen Angels. Yes, it is another Mortal Instruments book. I'm trying to save you from it being inserted into a TBR tackle. So City of Fallen Angels, and for D, we're gonna read The Darkest Minds. I've had this on my shelf for forever, and so I'm excited to finally read it. I know it's a series, but if I don't like the first book, I don't have to continue it. So let's talk about it. So The City of Fallen Angels, it is the fourth book in the Mortal Instruments series, which we're still following Clary, Jason, Simon, and Simon's getting more and more like FaceTime, for lack of a better term, at least in this book. I have to tell you, yes, I've read it. I should have said that. So I've filmed the intro once already, but I accidentally, like the book that I was gonna read, I decided to shift gears for like the book for D. Like I shifted gears. So anyways, City of Fallen Angels. We follow, like I said, Jace, Clary, and Simon. I'm remembering names now. Look at me. And so it's basically about... I like to follow the side plots more than I do the main plot sometimes. So like Simon is dating two girls at once and neither know about each other. And while I don't think dating many people at one time is wrong, as long as there's like that communication, that's what's important. And they're not like, and you haven't had that conversation, like we're seeing each other exclusively, like we're one-on-one, like no one else. And so, I mean, that's just my opinion. You can disagree with it, that's fine. But it ends poorly for him. I mean, thankfully, they both kind of end up, spoilers, still liking him as a person, kind of understanding that they weren't serious or exclusive, and so it just stunk because they were friends. Like the two girls, they knew each other. I never thought of them as friends though, so I was a little confused when they got mad about that. But Clary and Jace have kept the secret that he was revived from the dead. Well, that was to their detriment because he's been having some dreams and stuff like that, and it's been some negative force trying to like mess with his mind. And because he was reborn, all the marks and rituals or whatever that are performed when they're children or young, those are gone. And so the things that kept him safe, gone. So then that begs the question, Clary wasn't born in the Shadowhunter world. So, and then everybody thought Jocelyn was dead. So how did Clary, like, does she have this done, or is she open and susceptible to outside influence? I'm curious. But anyways, we go through a lot of drama to get to the point where Sebastian is revived, which I'm so confused. So Jonathan Morgenstern, but he's gonna be called Sebastian and Jonathan back and forth. So anyways, Simon drained his body of all his blood, right? But he didn't give any of his blood to Sebastian. So I don't understand how like he was able to like wake up and like take control of Jace and get like, but that wasn't even part of the ritual. What Lilith was trying to do is get like Simon to give up his life, but no one but Lilith died. And so I'm not really convinced on the ending, but I'm so thankful. There was no incest. This is the best book out of the entire series so far. And I know that this is probably the only book because Carrie can read. She's on YouTube. Love her content. She does these like deep dives of like kind of, I read this book so you don't have to, every once in a while. I love those by her. She's a really great like communicator. But I think she talked about this one and the City of Lost Souls. I don't remember much about this one. So all I know is that there's some things that didn't happen in this book that I remember. So I think that I might know once I start reading what's going on in that one. I just know that Sebastian comes back and can kind of maybe take over Jace's body, and he's present while Clare and him are making out, and that makes me really uncomfortable. So I think this might be the best book of the series if it's the only one without incest. As you know, if you followed the journey of me reading this series, you know how I feel about that. Anyways, so I have read that one. 3 stars. I think most of the books for me, like they've been okay. Like I would have eaten Mortal Instruments series up when I was a kid or younger, like teenager, because Jace, when I was a lot more toxic, not completely not toxic, but like when I was a lot more, like I would have eaten that up. Oh, he's not like interested in me. He's a wounded boy. Like would have loved that because I was like, I can fix him. But really, me now, I just want like golden retrievers, man. Like type of person. Like I just want to know that I'm loved. I don't want to have this like, I'm so bad for you, but like I'm over it. So it's like it's good but also sad for me when I read books where I'm like, oh, I would have loved that character at a different time in my life. But now I'm like, oh, you're so like, go to therapy. Really? Like I can't fix you. Go to therapy. Please. Anyways, Darkest Mind. I don't really know what it's about. I read the back, so apparently there's a like disease that kills a bunch of kids, and some that survive get some like powers or whatever and are sent off because they're undesirable. But the character we follow, she's considered one of the dangerous ones. So when she turns 16, 16, yeah, she goes on the run. And so I don't know if this is like well, maybe it is dystopian, but I don't know if it's in the future or if it's like modern day when this was written. This cover art was 2018. I don't know when this was written itself, but let's see. Copyright 2012. So I mean, it's been over 10 years. That's crazy. All these books that were really popular when I was young. Huh. I'm having an existential crisis right now. Anyways, so when I figure out what about this and everything, I'll let you know, and then I'll be back. Okay, I did it. I finished The Darkest Minds, and I'm mad. 1, I'm mad about how it ended, and 2, because I'm mad about how it ended, I have to finish the series, or at least read the next book. Okay, I'm unhappy. Okay, I thought I was finally gonna knock this off my TBR and not want to continue the series because I was reading it, and for the majority of the book I was like, I could live without knowing. But what they did in the end, I'm mad about it. Okay, I understand it, but I'm mad about it. Okay, I'm just saying it. So I'm gonna read. My library has them, so I'm not gonna buy the series because I don't think I would ever read it again. But because I can get it from the library, don't have to waste it. Definitely, I think I'm not gonna keep the book. I'm gonna give it to someone who's gonna enjoy it. This is a teen book. It was good. I really I enjoyed it. So we follow this girl Ruby. I don't know if I gave a description before, but we're gonna do it again. So we follow Ruby, and she's in this camp that is treating the kids terrible, and they're sectioned off by gender and by color. Not race, but like they have dangerous abilities, and so there's like greens, there's yellows, there's blues, there's reds, and there's oranges, right? So like they're separated by their abilities and everything. And so she this happens really early on, so it's not super spoilery. Like, when she's getting sorted, she makes the person believe that she's a green, because that's the one with the less restrictions and everything, but really she's an orange. And for the first few chapters she's in there, actually it's not that long, but she gets broken out and she sees things because she can get into people's heads, and so she sees that the people she's with doesn't have the best of intentions, so she runs away with them from them, and like joins up this other group of kids, and it's just her journey and kind of learning who she is and if she's scary or not, and like if she's a monster. And yeah, so it was a really good time. 3 stars. Yeah, I gotta talk about Clancy. I didn't really recognize the name because he was only mentioned like once at the beginning of the book, and then at the end of the book, that's where he became a major player. And I was like, the first thing I thought, and maybe because I'm older, whatever, the first thing I thought was, he's an orange, so he can manipulate your brain too, right? So why wasn't that like the first thing she thinks of, like when she's feeling comfortable, when she has a hard time being comfortable around men, because she literally was only around women for 6 years, like straight, or girls. But it's just like, you need to be more suspicious of people, because she's like so suspicious of everybody, but then the one person that it really counts, she's not. And like, yes, she's naive, but like, and I know he's going to be a bigger player in the rest of the series because 1, he's the president's son, and 2, we all know that she's going to end up with Liam, and he's just like the secondary love interest that's kind of like, and I'm like, is he really a love interest though? But like, the way they're playing it is like, he's like, I would have run, I lied. If you're gonna be like a bad person, I'd rather know like from the beginning, because then I actually like you more, right? Because I like, what I get is what I like, what I get is what I get. But if you're gonna like play fake and then just be a terrible person, no. Anyways, so that was the D book of the month, and here is a completed chart of what we read, like what we've read in this challenge. I think maybe I showed it earlier. Oh well, doesn't matter because you can see it again. Thanks so much for watching. I enjoyed talking about these books with you. The City of Fallen Angels. Yeah. Sorry, I just did my TBR, like edited my TBR video, and so I was thinking about the City of Glass. Okay, but the City of Fallen Angels and the Darkest Minds. Actually, wonder. Okay. Anyways, we read the City of Fallen Angels and the Darkest Minds, and it was a good time. But like, subscribe, share, ring that notification bell, and make a comment. Comment Clancy is weird if you watch till the end. But I'll see you in the next. Bye.